Try this again. Having a little bit of connectivity issues. The Wi-Fi is not so good out here. Just got done eating dinner. We're heading back to the combines now. Nope, there's the 1038 in the cart back there. Just give me a minute and I'll catch up on the comments. I can't see anything out here right now. It's hot. Yeah, it's 92 degrees and humid. So we're rocking shorts. Alright, a little ladder here and we'll get going. Don't worry about that. Find out what happened there tomorrow. I guess it'll be 2 days before you guys find out. Yeah, hold on. You gotta take this iPad and mount it right there. Alright. There we go. Let's see here. Now, if I start those beans that are right in front of me, I'm going to dust everybody while they're finishing their dinner. Naturally, we might as well do that. I think they're all in their car. Yeah, George just took off. He was eating dinner with us, but my brother just recently got here, so yeah. Yeah, we'll shut it off. Dad's walking to his combine. He's gonna get real dusty if I start that right now. Let's catch up on some of the comments. Okay, up here you can start. Craig, we were waiting on you, buddy. That's exactly what happened. You know, we started the stream. We was like, hold on, Craig ain't here. Subtitles. I don't know if you could do subtitles in a live stream. I'm sure you can, and I'm sure they'll be entertaining. Push the go button. Oh, sorry, guys. So we had a little bit of connectivity issues. At least you're not in Montana. That's right. Apparently it's really cold dirt and really snowy. Definitely not in Montana. And get our monitors going here. It's one thing that stinks about turning the combines off. You lose all your GPS connectivity for a second. It takes a while to reboot. So we might actually have to steer this thing. Which makes it, oh, nope, now we got auto steer again. So that's close. Oh, shit. First time my pants came off. iPad mount came loose. Maybe it'll hold up there. It'll probably fall inside. Alrighty here. How's everybody doing today? Stephen Kennedy, how's it going, man? 86 in North Central Ohio. Yeah, it's crazy because it was like 70 last week. It's nice. Uh-oh. I should preference this live stream that like if something breaks down on the combine or something like that.
Field right this time.
Yeah, everything's right in the scales. Something breaks down. Out cutting beans today. Been so dry, shouldn't affect anything. But yeah, it's pretty dry here too. We got a little over half an inch of rain Saturday, and we probably could have rained yesterday easily. Hello from Indiana. Hello, Dustin.
No destination.
Put a destination. Cargill Sydney. Everybody's still getting used to the scales on the Rutherford cart. Who cleaned up the spilled beans? Well, we went over there to get those the next day, and that just so happened to be when it rained. So My cousin ended up cleaning them up. He is going to make deer food out of them, I guess. It probably would have been okay, but we'd have hated to put those things in a grain bin and got a hot spot. Wouldn't have been any good. Shelling 19% corn in central Indiana from John. Yeah, one of our neighbors, he was shelling corn. They were hauling it straight to town. I asked him what the moisture was. He said it was 16, so that's pretty dry. I was kind of surprised it was that dry, but like I say, it's been hot. Hello from Michigan. 6 inches of rain the past week. We haven't had 6 inches of rain since probably July. Rain slowed way down. Any plans to bring your farm to farm sim? Don't know how to do that. 8 a.m. Tuesday here in Australia. Huh. It's almost like it's a time machine. I thought this was an iPad. Do you and your family deer hunt? Me, I deer hunt. My brother doesn't. My dad doesn't. My cousin, George's son, he deer hunts. We hunt together. Oh, super chat. Slick Dick 222. Hello. Well, hello. See you from Zanesville. It's pretty cool. Should probably look at the monitor every now and again. I don't know how whelpers do this so well.
That's fine. I took my 32 inches.
What?
Your GPS drift.
No, mine didn't drift that.
I'm on 32 inches.
Yeah, I didn't drift that much. Yeah, we shut our combines down. We went and ate. Apparently, Dad's drifted. Auto steer lines will drift, but sometimes he said his just drifted 32 inches. That's a lot. Don't usually see that. Why are you sweating? Because it's 90 degrees cold. It's hot. See? Wife brought chicken and noodles, which would have been great last week, but it was a little warm today. Hey Brian, viewing from Indonesia today. That's pretty cool. I think you're the first person from Indonesia to comment in the chats. What moisture are you testing at? These beans are running 11.3% moisture. It started the day off at like 13.5, 14, but they've dried way down. Have you driven the new Lexions? No, I have not. We were scheduled, Ohio Ag Equipment and Klaus had like a ride and drive day during the Farm Science Review, but we were shelling corn that day and we didn't make it up. Would have loved to, but just didn't make it. We'll drive one. Did you guys ever run a John Deere 4020? Fun fact, that was my dad's very first tractor. He bought brand new in 1968, and he ran it till, don't worry about that noise, that's his beans falling off the gap. I think he ran that tractor till 74 or 76 when he bought his 4430. You can tell you, I can't remember what year he bought the 4430. Yep, that was his first tractor. I think he said he bought it brand new for $8,000. Stream is freezing. I hope it's just you. Apparently I don't have very good service here. I have full service, but I couldn't get the stream to work where the crap at me for a while, so.
On the thing, Brian, podcast, whatever.
I'm not doing a podcast, I'm doing a live stream, Dad.
Well, you're on now? Okay.
Yeah, it's on. Podcast, live stream, it's all the same. Apparently. Hello from the UK from Brian Armstrong. How's it going, man? There is a creeper next to your water bottle. Be careful. Our main crops is wheat, canola, both fall crops are in for the year. It's hot and dry in French Lick. Oh, good. No closed captioning in the live stream. Well, that stinks. Ready to upgrade to the new lime green and white color. Would love to. Unfortunately, a combine isn't in the budget this year. Combines are expensive, and these combines are running great still, so we're probably going to run them for a couple more years, would be my guess, at least. Every time I let go of the screen, I lose my place in the chat, so bear with me. It's a lot easier when Kayla does this with me, but she had the kids, had to take them back and start doing homework and stuff like that for school. So the Welkers are snowed in and you're sweating. That is 100% correct. Try to get them guys to bring them combines and come on out here and we could just all harvest together. It'd be real fun. I'd cook them a steak dinner again. Mine are 13% hauling to Cargill. Are you going to the Chillicothe Cargill? Because you might see George in there. Hello from North Carolina. How's it going? Incredibly hot today in Ohio. You ain't kidding. What's your favorite tractor brand? Well, of new tractors, I would say Agco. I don't know. I guess I like older John Deere's pretty well. Depends on. I guess it depends on what era you're talking about. Like I say, new tractors. I really like the 1000 series Agcos, the Challengers and the Fence. They're both really nice tractors. Hard to beat, in my opinion. Do you have any modders for your live stream chat? I do not. Is there someone being a troll? Been getting some trolls here recently in the comments of the videos. So. Actually had someone give me a death threat today and tell me I was trying to kill the world. I don't know. I was like, well, you're the one talking about killing me.
Hey, take Larry up into his truck.
Apparently Larry's going home. Cargill's closing at 6 today. They're just real good people. I don't think they're really busy yet either. Larry said there hasn't hardly been anybody in front of him in lines or anything.
Mine is in back for whenever he wants to take his truck in.
Where are we at? Chat. Hello from Cedarville. Need more Bobcam. Love turning on the closed caption. There is a camera in Dad's combine. Hold on. Watch. Dad, everyone wants you to turn on your camera. Apparently they like the closed caption. Let's see what he says. I think he thinks it's funny.
On the camera, I'm listening to the radio.
Listening to the radio.
Yeah, I got music on, WRFD on.
No, he listens to WRFD since he got satellite radio. Is there a lot of big deer on your land? Yeah. I don't really get.
Turn my camera on your trip, they can do it or what?
No, they can't see your camera. They just want, like in the next video, they want more Bobcam stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, it's good on, Jeff.
Apparently we got some Bobcam. There was a George cam today too, but I don't know if you ever figured out how to turn it on. Back to the deer.
They're all going to be surprised how plain I've been talking. I'll take them a ticket from people or whoever won't have the truck.
I don't know if you can understand what he's saying, but he's trying to really enunciate so that Google will understand him. He says Google just isn't on his level. But back to the deer. We do have some pretty good deer, but I don't really get deer hunt a whole lot. I'm much more of a duck hunter just because it's duck season takes place after harvest season. And the best deer hunting time is usually whenever I'm the busiest.
If we want to get our trucks, we'll have him go there and get that. Maybe have one take Larry there and get it.
Probably wouldn't be a bad idea. Nothing else would bring the cart home that way.
That's what international too. We got it.
Trying to make sure we got enough trucks to finish this field for the night. We got an empty one sitting down at the other farm, and it's gonna be close to where we can fit on 2 trucks in the cart. We got 50 acres, and beans are they're really good down there. So, man, where are we at? Man, we got 600 of you in the chat just about. That's pretty cool. Cornstar should be farming. I think they're still a little wet out there. What kind of CBDs do you have? You mean CBs? These are Midland Micromobiles. They're a GMRS radio. Hello from South Africa. Hello from Fayette, North Carolina. never have recalibrated my header control, so sometimes it acts a little goofy. That was one of those times. Brad Hunt, what's the light green and on the screen? Great vids. Talking about this screen, this is my climate field view amp. Those are the yields. Green is good, the dark green is excellent, and then as the lighter colors are where it just starts gradually going down. Right now I've got the legend for this thing set at 75 bushel and above is dark green, 67 to 75 bushel is a step below that, and then 58 to 67, and then once you get down to like 42 to 50 it starts getting orange. So that's what that is. If you guys want to see what's going on out here, let's see if I can turn the camera around. Yeah, there we go. Sorry for the pauses in the content. Like I said, it's a lot easier when I got Kayla or someone to read these things with me. What do you think of Trump's tariffs? Depends on what the end result's going to be. They definitely hurt our market. There's no denying that. I mean, they basically dropped everything and just bam like that. But if it does good for us eventually, I'm okay with it. I just hope it's not for nothing. So we'll see. See Andy, harmless farmer, driving a log skidder on Wade's channel from TV show X-Men. Now I haven't seen that video yet. I seen him on Instagram that he was hanging out with him, so I have to check that out. If you guys don't know who Andy is, you need to look up Andy the harmless farmer, Andy Detweiler, harmless farmer, and prepare to be amazed. The dude is pretty awesome. Finishing up some point rows on this end of the field. Then we're going to head into the long rows. That way we can actually do this live stream a little bit better. Because that's what we're here for, live stream. Not here to harvest beans. Yeah, I was actually getting ready to leave. I was like, nah, we got to get back in there so we do some YouTube. That's obviously something. I guess we better dump before we head to the bigger rows. How did Andy get hurt? He has a video on his channel where he talks about how he lost his arms. I'd highly advise going and checking that out. It's a pretty cool video. He talks all about it. Goes into a lot of detail about it. So better he tell you than I. Is George hungry? Well, he was, and then he ate. If you go to slow mode chat, that will help. How do I do that? Is this live chat? For some reason, I just had top chat on. I don't even know what that is. Buy a Fendt. Fendt's expensive. You're talking about a Fendt combine or a Fendt tractor? They're all pretty pricey. But now. But the only Fendt I can afford is the toy Fendt. I bought my son. It looks like my brother, that's right, he's taking Larry to get in our semi. Looks like we're going to have to dump sitting still. You guys want to see what's going on? I hit turn. Can't see. There we go. Shout out to Muddy Feet Concrete Pumping YouTube channel. Well, hey, you got yourself your shout out. Thanks for the super chat, by the way. Just a second. Don't want to hit the grain cart. I feel like it'll hurt the head. Guess it's a little sunny right there. Gotta adjust my tripod a little bit. There we go. Will you combine corn any with your combine? It depends. We're working on that corn head. Nothing else, I'll combine corn with Dad's combine at some point in the year. Enjoy watching the videos. Keep it up. Thank you. We intend to. Why can't I go up in the chat anymore? Darn it. Is your wife making dinner tonight? She already brought it. She usually brings dinner pretty early. That way she can get the kids to bed. So we're just happy to have a home-cooked meal, not fast food. How's your day? Well, it started off a little eventful, but you guys will see. Overall, it's been pretty good. Once we got in the fields, everything went pretty smooth. Knock on wood, it ain't over yet. It'd be a heck of a note if I run that cart over looking at YouTube comments. What's the moisture of these beans? This field's averaging 12.5. How many bushels are y'all getting? This field so far is averaging 65.9. There aren't end rows, there just wasn't anything on them. So the middle of the field is very good. We hit 101 today in Macon, Georgia. You keep that down there. When's the next video coming out? Wasn't one tonight. We got rained out Saturday. So Saturday and Sunday's footage is coming out tomorrow night at 5. So like on rain days, if there's 2 of them in a row, they're going to be one video. That way I get a little bit of a break every now and again. So this is tonight's video, basically. Yeah, that's kind of the tentative plan on how we're going to handle rain days. Where's Bob's wife? Never see her around. She was here at dinner, and she'll be in tomorrow's or I guess it'll come out in 2 days. In this day's video. Will you get to try the demo Klaus Combine on Traxxas Harvest that you managed to try it, that you didn't manage to try last harvest? I think that combine was sold. The only reason we were going to demo that combine is because there was a person that was interested in that combine. He was done with harvest. So they basically asked if they could bring that combine here and he could try it. And they're like, yeah, sure, we just want to demo it. And if you weren't watching last year, it rained pretty much daily after that. And we never did get a chance to run beans with it. They wanted to run beans with it. They brought down a brand new F1 McDon head too. Was really wanting to try it out. So I doubt it. Don't have anything scheduled to demo a Klaus Combine. So I'd love to demo one of the new ones if we were going to demo one. But I don't think they have very many of them. From what I understand, they have one that's going to be bouncing around Ohio and it's only going to be here for 2 weeks, and then it's going to the East Coast. It's kind of what I was told. So we'll see. Pretty sure it's in Kentucky at the moment. BJ might have to leave the unload auger on. What type are your beans? These are Sea Consultants 8358X. They're a 3.5. What's harder to combine, beans or corn? Corn's pretty easy to combine and less stressful in my opinion. These beans are cutting fine, so it's not bad, but it seems like usually when you have problems, it's harvesting beans. Like mechanical issues. It can definitely happen in corn, but I don't know. It just seems like there's a lot more combine fires when harvesting beans. So that, with Klaus combines, they used to really struggle in green, tough soybeans. It doesn't appear to affect them near as bad anymore, but that was always kind of my worry as I was going to plug the combine up. Like I said, these ones are cutting pretty easy, so it hasn't been an issue yet. Had the Camaro, that sweet Camaro out lately. Not since harvest started. Last time I had it out, I actually drove it to pick up groceries one night just because I wanted to drive it. Talk about getting some strange looks at Kroger's, but last time I had it out, whenever I put the transmission in it, I didn't get my brake light assembly in there, right? Like there's a pressure switch that tells your brake lights to shut off, and my brake lights wouldn't come or were stuck on, so I have to address that next time before I drive it. But that's been 3 weeks ago. I was thinking about that the other day. I'd like to drive it. Separator going, get the auto steer. You guys ever take off through a field idling? First time I ever drove a combine, Dad gave me the 10-second crash course on how to drive a combine. Took off through the field at an idle combine and corn, and promptly plugged up the screens. Trucks are nearby when offloading. Why don't you load the trucks? Or are you measuring everything on the cart? So yeah, good question. We run everything through the carts so we can keep track of how much grain we've got for insurance reasons and to get a better idea on the yield. Every bushel we run goes through the cart anymore. Been doing that for a couple years now. Will you ever go back to full green power? I'll never say never. They've really just been out of the price range for us for the most part. Don't have any issues with them. I'm pretty happy where we're at though. So. Thoughts on the S780? Don't really know what's different about an S780 versus like a 680, to be real honest with you. We went to that customer day at the John Deere store. I think there was more cameras and stuff like that on the 7 Series maybe, and automated stuff. I don't know. Well, I understand there is a brand new combine coming out from John Deere in the next year or so. It's going to probably be the talk of the town. I don't know. These are just rumors that you see on the internet. Why did your brother come back to the farm? I think he was just at a point where he was kind of getting tired of what he was doing and wanted something different. My dad is getting older. So am I. But I mean, he's getting, Dad's almost 70. George is getting older, so I guess it came to a point where we were going to start needing help. Like I say, he kind of wanted something a little different, so here he is. Weather model says hot until Friday. I thought someone said we were supposed to cool off tomorrow, but I don't know. Are you going to be making more after hours videos after harvest? Yeah. If I get a chance to go deer hunting, I'll probably video that and put it on that channel. I was hoping to make a couple. I've actually got one video I need to do for after hours next rain day. Midland sent me an antenna they wanted me to test. They didn't ask for it, but I was like, heck, I'll make a YouTube video on that antenna, kind of like I did last year with our a couple radios. But just haven't had time to do it. Where are we at in the chat? Will you be doing wheat planting videos? I believe so. My brother might do the wheat planting. We're still up in the air on that, but as of now, there will be some wheat planting videos. Hoping to hook the wheat drill up pretty soon, like in the next couple days, and really knock out the wheat pretty quick if we can. That's the plan anyways. I don't know how to put this thing in slow chat. Why are you using the 1050 Challenger on the card? That's a 1038. We're using it because the 685 Challenger has a smaller category drawbar, and Dad was kind of worried that if we load that cart with 1300 bushel, we break it. So that's why it's on there at the moment. I think the 685 will do fine, but for now, we're going to leave the 1038 on it. Probably do a lot of vertical tillage with the 685 in order to offset the hours we're putting on it with the grain cart. Otherwise, we are just going to put buku hours on that tractor this year that we can't do. We have a Glaner R62. What type of cloths do you have? We both have 740s, which are Class 7 combines. They run on a C13 engine with 400 horsepower. once they switched to that C13 and the 740s, and they're, I don't know, very impressed with them. Don't push the eject button. That would be bad. Roof's pretty hard. I don't want to go through it. And we're on a little bit of a grade, so hopefully the tripod holding the iPhone doesn't fall, or iPad doesn't fall over. Hold on, wife's calling. Hello? Hello? Oh no. Well, tell him to turn on the live stream and he can watch me work. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Apparently my son is super upset that he didn't go for a ride whenever they dropped off food. I like to pretend he just likes to hang out with me, but the truth of it is he just really likes to ride combines. I love my Midland radios. Me too. We've had great luck with these things. Now, we've only had them a year, so I don't know how they're going to stand up like over time. But yeah, I've been thoroughly happy with them. Before we had CBs, the one I had here was terrible. The cart could be right there and they couldn't understand what I was saying. So these have been awesome for what they are. They do what we need them to do. Very good. Any grain spillage today? Funny you should ask. There's been a lot. Not as much as my brother did, but me and George had a little mishap, and then I had a little mishap. So yeah, we spilled a couple bushel of beans today. There's at least 20 pounds of beans on the cab of this combine at the moment. How do you like your McDon heads? Is there much maintenance to them compared to an auger head? We haven't had an auger head in a long time. Before I got this head, I used an auger head the first year I had this combine. Before that, we were only running up one combine. And I don't know, it had maintenance to it too, but I don't have a lot of experience with auger heads. There's just some things you had to adjust, if I remember right, to keep your clearances where they were supposed to be and stuff. So it has different maintenance would be how I would say it. I don't know if it has any more or less. They feed way better. They do a much better job. And when we run that auger head on this combine, if I was running his combines have the same amount of power, I would be using a good 30 to 40% more engine power than he would be in the same field. So huge difference, and yeah, thoroughly enjoyed the McDon heads. Now I don't know how the new Klaus Draper handles. It looks like a really nice head. We never had a Klaus Draper because they didn't have a flex head until recently. They just had a rigid head, and I don't think it was good for what we're doing. It was more or less a weak head. So let's get back up to the chat. What is the difference in classes for combines? How do they? I think they debate. If I remember right, it's kind of an arbitrary number. There's no real standard. I think it's horsepower ratings, basically. Like, for example, the difference between this class combine and the next size bigger is 50 horsepower. Nothing else is different. Then once you get up to a class 9 class combine, they're a wide body machine, meaning they do have a lot of different parts. Those were the 7 series. The new class combines are altogether different. For the most part, it's just horsepower. I'm a truck driver and I'm in and out of California heading back to home to Indiana. Safe travels, buddy. Why did you get rid of the Steiger? The Steiger was a 3-year lease. The lease was up. Typically when we lease a tractor, we try to get a pretty low lease payment, and the residuals are extremely high, so we don't buy it. That's why that Steiger left. Had no real problems with it, but also weren't really wanting to keep it either. I mean, it was an okay tractor. Had plenty of power for what we were doing with it, but we're pretty happy with the 1038 also. Can we get a view of the header or horizon? Yeah, sorry about that. I keep forgetting that I can switch this thing around and you guys see other things other than me. There's the field. One, two, three, Jim Thomas. Thanks for the super chat. Oh, did I miss a super chat? If I did, I am sorry. I always make a point of it. I don't expect super chats, but I always make a point of it to read your comment for sure if you're putting money in there. So sorry if I missed one, I will find it. How much are beans worth by you? I'm not real sure, to be honest with you. I haven't looked at the market lately. How many miles an hour are you running? I've been running anywhere from 3.5 to 4, but while I'm doing this stream, I guess I'm running 3.5 right now. Okay, you guys want to look around? There's the field view. There's my auto steer monitor. There's my CBUS. There's my camera bag. Do you want another farmhand? I'll work for food. I think we're good now, especially now that my brother's back helping us. We have more help now than we had in a long time. So, to be honest, me and Dad are still getting used to making the best use of everybody. That's kind of, I don't know, something we struggle with. Forgetting that, you know, we should probably be somewhere else instead of doing something like bush hogging, for example. Gotta make some adjustments. Showing a little bit of loss coming out of the combine, so I need to turn down my fan setting. I think I'm blowing some beans out of the back, so turn that down, and then we will resume. All that can be done from the cab right here, so for the most part, all the settings in the combine can be controlled right here. See how dusty it is out here? It is dusty. Yep, I came from over there. Travis Griffin, thank you for the super chat, buddy. Hit that thumbs up. Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. I do like a good thumbs up. You run Ag Leader. The combine, yeah, we're running Ag Leader. I have an in-command 800 in the combine. Dad's combine has an older monitor. I think it's a Integra, I believe. Pretty sure that's what it is. Hello from South Dakota. How's it going? You guys getting any snow there? Is it duck season there? What is the combine? The combine is a Class 740. This is my first live stream. Just wanted to let you know that I like a lot. You have the best channel on YouTube. Well, thanks, man. I don't know about the best. There's a lot of good channels on the YouTubes. Your sample is crazy clean. Yeah, I don't know about that. It's got a little bit of splits. It's just got a little bit of pods. Should probably work on cleaning that up a little bit. I haven't been messing with it much. Try that. Hello from Northern Ohio. How come you don't follow the rows and go at an angle? The reason we go at an angle is with the McDonald's, they just feed a little bit better if you go at an angle like this. And you could go straight, but it just seems like they feed better at a little bit of an angle. From what I understand, if you go across the rows, you could very easily plug the gutter bar in one of these. I've never done that, but I've heard people doing it with a McDonald's. I have a 750 Lex, but mine is smaller than your 740. Well, I believe the only thing smaller on the 750 is the horsepower rating. Or the 740 than a 750 is the horsepower. Hello from Washington Courthouse. Well, hello. That's where this combine came from. How close is the leg to being done? That's a good question. I was hoping it was going to be done last week. It's pretty close to being done. Waiting on electrician's been there all day today. Only problem with our electrician, he's also a farmer, so he's extremely busy this time, which we understand. Not super mad at him or anything like that. I mean, we all thought this project was going to be done like a month ago, so But I think he's made a lot of progress today. I haven't talked to him yet, but should be able to dump corn there this week is the hope. But we're going to stay on beans while we can. It's supposed to rain Saturday. If it rains Saturday, then we'll be switching to corn. Hello from Indiana. Hello from Northern Ohio. Hello from New York. Oh, we're 70% full. That's what that ding was. Not much breeze tonight. There's no breeze and it's humid. Yeah, it's going to get dusty down here quick. Yeah, there's not a lot of air movement. We picked a great morning to blow off the combines. Like someone said, maybe we should start doing that night before we go home. How many acres of beans you guys have done so far? I think after today we'll be 550 acres into beans. I think. It'll either be 550 or 650. I'd have to get a look. What moisture, what are the beans yield? Beans are running 11%. This field's making 67.1 in this spot. Whole field's making 65.3. This is a 100 acre field. Who's driving the cart? My brother just got in it. He was helping Larry move a truck around, and George was running it all morning until 5 o'clock. George had to go to the country club meeting. By country club, I mean a fishing lake he's a member of. George used to like to do fishing and stuff like that at one point in his life. Now he just goes down there and mows his lot at the lake. I think he fishes some. Nice yield. Yeah, we can't be mad about this yield. We've really gotten spoiled the last couple of years. We're still seeing some 70 bushel beans, but I mean, the last couple of years we've been averaging 70 bushel beans. So far we haven't been getting that as regular. We're still getting high 60s, so can't complain. Just been kind of spoiled the last couple of years. If you're 65 above or below, that's still above average. But like I said, the last 2 years we've really been spoiled in our beans. Yeah, I think our average for beans is like 52. So definitely not mad. How many bushels your grain tank? This is 330. I mentioned in one live stream that I had a 300 bushel grain tank. It's 330. I thought this was
Larry up and pick my truck up there.
Hello from Florida.
Yeah, I'll ring up.
Hello from Iowa. Keep up the good work. Well, thank you. 45 to 50 is the best I can get on my beans. Keep in mind, this is good ground. We've got some ground that, 45 to 50 is going to be what they make. We've got ground like that as well. I had one farm that I rented a few years ago. Very cheap rent, 100 acres, all in one spot. It was like 4 fields, but it wasn't terrible. And I had to give it up the next year because I couldn't make any money. And when I say cheap rent, I mean $100 an acre rent and couldn't make any money. I actually lost money. This beans made 20 bushel. So definitely, there's places like that around here. Some people ask all the time, how much does rent go for in your area? It just depends on the ground. Because there's ground like that where you can't make any money. That's what set-aside ground is supposed to be. Rick Perry, how's it going, Rick? You can probably see our dust from your house. Hello from us farmers, U.S. farmers in Peace River, Alberta, Canada. Okay. Hello from North Carolina. You are picking better than some corn. Man, that's rough. We had a field like that. We had a field one year. In 2012, we had a real bad drought. We had a 72-acre field make 70 bushel. The next year, the beans there made 72. Yep, we're full. We didn't quite make it to the end. Now I know we're full. That's how I know we're full. Earlier, I just went ahead and hit escape and then kept on going. Because you can go for about, I don't know, 40, 50 yards easily. Hit escape, kept going. Next thing I know, cab beans everywhere. Now we're gonna turn this thing off. Get on my brother. So we're gonna shut a place off. cutting the place off. I got in trouble for saying shove. Should be here in a second, I would think. Nope, he took Larry up. Might be a little bit. Clean up and we'll shut her down. RMCBJ. So sorry for the dead space. Trying to do the live stream while running equipment. Yeah, you know, gets a little boring sometimes. A little bit of dead space. Not as much talking. Why do you think your beans are doing better? Is it fertilizer or something else? Biggest thing I can think of is we started raising Extend beans. I'd always heard that the Extend beans had a lot more technology in them because companies that's what they were putting their resources into instead of Roundup beans, and I have to believe it. We were raising good Roundup beans before we switched to. I mean, they were getting progressively better. I just think the genetics of crops has gotten that much better over time. So we don't fertilize our beans. So. Let's see here. 2012, we had corn on one side of the road make 50 bushel, beans on the other side made 62. Yeah, that was a bad year. Not good. I probably missed you explaining it, but how does auto steer work? Well, the auto steer works, let's just take this down. This right there. Alright, here's our auto steer monitor. This is the straight line we marked. Whenever I made this line, I went up here and hit A. Then I had to drive so many feet, and then I hit B, and it just snaps a straight line. Then every time I've got my implement in here is 40 feet, so it makes a new straight line every 40 feet by using satellites. And that's how it works, kind of, in a nutshell. Not really close. That's how I'm explaining it. Hit that thumbs up. That's right. You tell them, buddy. Senseless fabrication. And we are 941 people in here. That's pretty cool. That might be one of the bigger chats I've ever had. How far is the new grain bin? It looks nice. Well, thank you. The bin is done. Kind of. The bin itself's done. The door's on it. The auger's in it. They're tying that auger into the grain leg. I think they might have been doing that today. And then the electrician's still got to wire up the auger and the fan on it, but it's pretty much done. Is that dust? Yeah, I'm pretty dirty. I think I might have to take a bath tonight. I was hoping to get by in a day or two. Let's see here. Yes, it's duck season. We don't have any snow yet. I'm guessing you're talking about South Dakota. I thought you guys' duck season was early. My cousin, George's son, wanted me to go on a duck hunting trip with him there one year, but it seemed like it was in the wrong time of the season. Is George working? George left about an hour ago. He ate and then went home. With harvest in full swing, when do you think you'll start looking at inputs for the next year? Last year, we bought most of our stuff on Black Friday from Farm Business Network, so probably around that. What's that thing on your internet? Get asked every video. This is a Bluetooth headset. These pull out, go in your ear, make a phone call, or listen to music or whatever, or just use them for ear protection. That's why I always have this on. Actually, just got this one today. No air in the cab. Now there's air in the cab. I was outside earlier and got real sweaty. Our full season beans are doing good. Double crops might hurt because of lack of rain. That's how ours are. Our double crops were looking really, really good. They started off really well, and then they just ran out of water. They're dying now. I mean, they're going to run their full cycle of growth, but they needed about another 2 inches of rain over the last month, and they would have been really well. How many average years will it take the new bin to pay for themselves? A bin costs between $1 and $1.50 a bushel to build. So With a bin, you can pay for a bin less than 5 years, roughly. Biggest paying on bins with corn, you're able to dry corn. Drying corn is very expensive. You're able to store it. You can store corn in town on what they call DP, delayed pricing. On paper, your corn is still in town. Not really. I mean, they obviously move it with their other corn, but you still on paper have corn. They charge a lot of money for that. That can be as much as 35 cents to get it to the first of the year. Usually there's some carry in the market between the first of the year. Basically, that's what they get out of their DP. That's why I decided to start putting up bins. We were DPing a lot of corn. It's basically more than enough to make a bin payment. So it's a little bit on why we have bins. Especially when you can dry it. They charge a lot to dry it, and they charge a lot to shrink it. Have you ever ran Massey Ferguson equipment? There's a little Massey Ferguson tractor down at the grain bins. Don't run it a whole lot. It's not our tractor, it's just down there. We use it from time to time. And Dad had a Ferguson when I was a kid. That's what we used to push hog with. It's like a 40 horse Ferguson, I think. Do you let random kids who come to the field in the combine? Not really. It's not something I encourage, just because liability for one thing. Don't know them, stuff like that. My kids ride with me, and that's pretty much it. Have you ever seen an old class combine? How old are we talking? On the channel, there's a video I put out last winter where we actually demoed a Klaus Combine 226 Commander or Dominator, I can't remember now. This was back in the early 90s. Dad had shot it with a VHS recorder. So yeah, we've been around them for a while. We did not buy that combine. It was just in the area and we demoed it. Do you have a lot of water hemp? We have no water hemp in this area as of yet. I've heard that it was found in the western end of the county, but none around here yet. Would you ever run John Deere tractors? I was actually running an 8400 yesterday. What about your cover crop? We spread some tiller radishes this year. I mean, they're growing. They're doing what they're supposed to do. Probably got them on too thick. I don't know if they're going to do everything they're supposed to do because it's so thick. What speed y'all getting in this field? We're running anywhere from 3.5 to 4 miles an hour. Oh, there's Dad now. Yep, there he goes. Did you wave for the camera? Nope, he's waving. I think Mom's riding around with Dad in the cab right now. Someone asked why she's never in the videos. I'm pretty sure she's in there at the moment. Will you demo or buy an MT800 with 2 tracks? I don't know. You have to stand by and find out. Where are we at here? Could you talk about you and your channel? I'm from Germany, curious about this stream. Well, my name's Brian Brown. I farm row crops in Southern Ohio, and I basically do a farming vlog where I film what we're doing. That's pretty much the channel in a nutshell. How about replacing the case planter for a John Deere planter? That is in the works. That's something we're pricing. Probably going to go with a pretty used John Deere planter, and then re-outfit it with some new parts. Is kind of the plan. How's your beans doing? Pretty good. This field's making 65. Hope your brother hasn't had any more cart issues. I've been there. Well, he just got in it. I don't think he's even dumped on the truck yet tonight, but I think he'll be all right. So dry here, not sure we're going to be able to plant wheat. Yeah, it's pretty dry here. I know what you mean. Like, we got 6-10 Saturday, and I was really glad to see it just because the ground was sand. It felt like, it was just powder. How many acres of land do you farm? It's in the video description in every video. We farm 3,500 acres. Where the hell is the grain cart? BJ's giving rides to people, or he's giving Larry a ride back to his pickup. He'll be here in a minute. Everybody's going home except for Dad and my brother. Haven't used this camera for a while, so there we go. Doing a live stream, so if you haven't checked that video out, live stream will be on the channel. Look at there, you guys are just in a YouTube video. Do you like the new Lexion color schemes? It's taken a lot to get used to. I still like the yellow and black quite a bit, but I wouldn't let it dissuade me from purchasing one. So they look like they're a pretty awesome combine. It's like BJ is dumping now. Truck. Didn't realize the cart was full. Did you use the undifferent ripper? I did. That will be in tomorrow's YouTube video. Used it a little bit, didn't get to do a whole lot with it. Most of the bean ground we've done is going to wheat, so didn't want to rip that ground up, because then it would be too soft to plant wheat into. What type of dirt do you guys have out? What type of dirt do you guys have out? We have a lot of sandy, silty dirt, or a lot of sandy, silty dirt. A lot of gravel, not a whole lot of black ground. Have you ever considered planting black beans? Not really. Not something we've ever looked into a whole lot. Man, in Australia we haven't had any rain since June 12th. Do you guys irrigate in Australia? It's a long time. Keep up the good work, thank you. How does Cole the Corn Star have more subs than you? Well, he just passed me like last month. So, but Cole makes a good. He has a good channel, makes good videos. So check his channel out if you're not subbing him. We're still waiting for Harbor Freight to come out with a combine since most of our covers made overseas. Yeah, we use a lot of Harbor Freight tools as well. Trust me, if Dad could buy a combine Harbor Freight, we probably would have got one on a Black Friday sale. Are you buying the new cart? It's not the plan at the moment. It is an extremely nice cart. Definitely like it, and we've also had a lot of issues with our J&M cart, but at the moment it is not something that is in the immediate budget. Hello from Brazil, the largest soybean producers in the world. Yeah, our market is very dependent on your guys' weather. Look into the camera when possible. I know you said not to read that, but my problem is the comments are over there. The camera is right there. I'm doing this on an iPad because my phone microphone is shot, so just bear with me. Normally I would do this on my phone and it's not a big deal, but it just is what it is. Senseless Fabrication, thanks for hanging in there, buddy. You guys own an excavating business. No, we do excavating for family and friends and stuff like that, but we do a lot of excavating of our own. We don't farm, but love watching videos. Does Uncle George ever pay for his own meals? Pre-YouTube, we would take turns buying. I'd buy his lunch one day, he'd buy mine the next. Ever since he became a YouTube star, he insists that he doesn't have to pay anymore. Most farmers irrigate. I guess you're talking about in Australia. I think that was Australia. Do you own that combine or is it the farm's? I'm paying for this combine. He's paying for that combine. So when I say my combine, it's my combine. Baked beans and bacon contribute to global warming. That's tough because I like both of those. I hear cows do too, but guess what? I'm eating cows. I'm doing my part to control the global warming by eating the cows. Where's Big Mike? Haven't had Big Mike out here yet. I'm sure we'll have him out here at some point this harvest season. Dad was actually just asking him the other day what Big Mike's been doing after work. Do you have a Tim Hortons in your town? We actually have two Tim Hortons, 2 or 3 Tim Hortons in our town. There's quite a few in Southern Ohio. I didn't realize it, but you go to Northern Ohio, they're pretty thin. Which kind of makes no sense because they're from Canada. But yeah, we have a Tim Hortons. Big fan of Tim Hortons coffee. Icy Breezy, thanks for the 99 cents, buddy. Hello from Portsmouth. Oh, okay. I know where Portsmouth's at. George is a classic. He's definitely one of a kind. And back to Portsmouth, that's where my wife went to college.
Jump through right here, Brian, for you. Or BJ.
Okay, is he coming over here then? Yeah, someone asked if I'm sitting and waiting. I am. My brother, the grain cart was giving someone a ride. One of the truck drivers, he is just about to pull up here, and then we'll start dumping. So, go. Hey, BJ, we'll dump on the go. I'll just head down this road in front of you. Yep, cart's just getting there. I think we've got about 25 acres left of this field, so I think that's going to be it for the night. Have to move farms. I think we're just going to leave the equipment here. We'll probably take combines back. I don't know. I can pretend.
Brian, shouldn't over about a foot.
Okay.
Down.
Looks like our lines aren't quite perfectly square, and we're going to leave a little bit. Foot. What I mean by that is this is a 40-foot head, and I need a 45 to catch all this. Hey, don't run off, I'm full. Okay, you guys want to watch look at that beautiful cart. There she be. When's AGCO dropping off the Ideal Combine? I don't know. They haven't said anything. If they would like to bring one, I would like to run one. But I have not heard anything from AGCO. George needs to do a video with Daddy Cornstar. That would be a good one. He has not met Daddy Cornstar, but that would be a good one. Did BJ ever clean up his mess? Started to, but they were a little too wet, so we ended up giving them away. How many tons is 300 bushel? I'm not real sure, because I think you guys are in metric tons. A bushel of beans is 60 pounds. So I don't know if you want to convert that. Feel free to do so. Have you ever considered a Kinsey planter? I have looked at Kinsey's. It's something we were pricing. It seems like if our plan is to basically buy a pretty cheap used planter and then put Precision or Ag Leader or other aftermarket parts on that planter. And it just seems like John Deere's are a little bit more readily available in this area. So that's probably what we're going to go with. But I mean, if we found a good used Kinsey, or got a good deal on a new Kinsey, or a white, or even a case, we would not be opposed to it. Are those new Rockies on Instagram? You mean on that picture I posted? Those were Rocky boots. I did not tag them or anything. I probably should have. Because they did give me these boots. And they are comfortable.
Yeah, I think your Rockies come in. There's a package there from Rockies. Hot dog.
BJ also got a pair of Rockies, and apparently they came in. Dad must be watching the live stream. You watching the live stream?
Oh, yeah.
He is watching it. So if you guys want to tell Dad about his subtitles, feel free. He will hear. Is your brother scared to put in? Who's your favorite NASCAR driver? Well, it was Dale Earnhardt Jr., but he retired. Probably Chase Elliott. What did you think of just doing with one larger combine instead of running two? We did run with just one combine. It worked pretty good for us. Last few growing seasons have been kind of a struggle as far as rain, so we're very happy to have two. If we can, with one combine, we were keeping the combines less or not as long, but we didn't have as many breakdowns. So everything did go smoother. I don't know, it's kind of a, oh, we're dragging up. Well, that's no good, guys. We just plugged up the cutter bar. That is not good. Here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. See that? And the cutter bar quit cutting. Yep, apparently we are going to have to put some sections in this thing. That was the plan this morning, it just didn't happen. That's going to be it for the stream, guys. I'm going to have to get out of here and fix that thing. So, thanks for hanging out. I was planning on going a little bit longer, but got to get this thing fixed. So, thanks for watching, and there should be a video out tomorrow at 5 o'clock.